Hello students, how are you? Hope doing well. So today we are going to talk about a new topic, which is before we start the new topic, first we have to review what we have explained in the last lecture. We have talked about abstract classes, and we said abstract classes it is first, we cannot create object from the abstract classes, and we said also that abstract class it is contain abstract method, non-abstract method, or both of them. And we said we cannot create object from it, but we can what? We can inherit it, we can derive it. Okay, and we said abstract method, it's not contain any implementation, but we have to override it, and we have to implement it where? In the derived class. Also we said we can inherit abstract class from another what? Abstract class. This is very important. Okay, and if we have abstract, let we say here for example parent. Okay, parent class abstract. Okay, we have here child class also what? Abstract. Okay, the one here we have some methods. Okay, which is what? Abstract. So when the child inherited parent, in this case it is not compulsory to implement all the method which is abstract in the abstract class. It is not compulsory. Yani not all the methods here in the abstract class, okay, we have to override it. Only in case of what? In case of the parent, it is what? It is abstract, and the child also what? Is abstract. Okay, this is very important point. The next thing also we have to remember that the access modifier of the abstract method should be same in both abstract class and what? Derived class. Means if I define like this here in this class, if I have defined this function, which is abstract of course, okay, which is abstract, if I define it here as a public, when I'm going to write it again in the child, it should be also as a what? It should be also as a public. Okay, be careful. It have to be public. The next thing here, as we can see here, we have a class ABC, which is what? Abstract. This class contain what? Contain abstract method. Okay, so a class abstract contain what? Contain abstract method. We have another class new name ABC, which is also what? Also abstract. He contain what here? He contain non-abstract method. Non-abstract method. So in general, abstract class contain abstract method, non-abstract method, or what? Or both of them. Okay, or both of them. Here we have a note that what he said if the method it is abstract, we have to override it. We have to override, where in case of the class is abstract, this is I mean the parent class, where the child is not abstract. When the parent class is abstract, contain طبعا abstract method. With child class it is not abstract. In this case, all the methods which is abstract here in the parent, we have to what? We have to override it. Okay. Another thing that he said, what if the method is virtual? So we can what? We can override it, but it is not necessary. Means if we have in the parent class, which is abstract, if we have method overriding, and if we have virtual method in the child class, it is not compulsory all the methods which is virtual we have to override it. It's not compulsory. Okay, so that's what he said here. Now come to this example. We have here class A. Class A have a variable x, and he have function print and function read. Here function print, it is what? It is virtual and public. Or function read, it is what? It is virtual. Okay, it is what? Virtual. Now function print, of course, because it is abstract, so we didn't implement it. Yani we don't have begin and end in function print. Just we have defined a function name print. It is void and it's abstract, and I have ended with what? Semicolon. So means here I define that I have abstract method name print of type void and it's what? It's abstract. Then I have said I have a function name rent. It is void and what? It is virtual. So, and I have keep braces begin and end. I didn't implement it. And I close the class A. Now the next is class B. Class B, it is also what? It is also abstract. And B, it is inheriting what? B inheriting A. Now, class B, which is inheriting A, also is abstract. So what I'm doing here, I am overriding the print method. Okay, so when I want to override the abstract function, okay, when I want to override this function, the print, which is what? Abstract. When I want to override it here, I have to write the same, but instead of abstract, I'll say here what? I'll say override. I'll take it the same, but I'll change abstract to override. Now here I'm going to implement it. Yani I will not put here semicolon. No, I should not. Okay, I should not. So here I put begin and end, and I'm writing my code. Okay, I'm writing the code. So here the code is what? I'm printing what? Child class message. Now I close the function, I close the class. Now I finish class B. So A, it is what? It is abstract. B, it is also what? Abstract. Okay. Now I'm writing C. طبعا both A and B, we cannot create object from A and B. Why? Because they are what? Abstract. So now I'll say C inherit B. So when C inherit B means what? Class C, he have both what? A and what? B. Everything in A and B, it will be where? Copy in C. So now in class C, I just what I said, begin and end. I didn't write any code. So it is here. Now next the main, I will create object from here. I create object from class C. So here I create object XYZ from class what? From class C. So now I say XYZ dot print. So now, of course, when I call print, which print I am calling? I am calling print which is in the override. which is I have overridden, which is here. I'm calling this one. Okay, I'm calling which one? I'm calling this one. Okay, so this is what I'm doing. Now, let we go to the next section. We have here example 2. Example 2, what he said? He said that we have a class name A. Class 8 is what? Abstract. And have a what? Two method. Abstract method which is print, where virtual method name read. طبعا الابstract method of course we are not going to implement it, so just I am defining it without what? Without braces. I should not write braces here. Why? Because the class it is abstract, and the function print it is what? It is abstract. Okay, now I define another function named read, which is what? Virtual. This function which is read, I have just print a message, and I close the function, and I close what? I close the class. Now, when I said class B inheriting A will be also this is what? Abstract. Now, when I'm going to go here down, what we will have? First, I am overriding here. I'm overriding print. Okay, I'm overriding print, which is abstract independent. So when it is abstract independent, I'm going to override it, and I'm printing just a message, which is what? Override abstract method. I'm closing the function, I'm closing the class. Okay, now because both A and B, class A and B, both of them are what? Abstract. So I cannot create object. So I have to write another class. So for example, I write class program, and I say class program. It is what? It's not abstract. Be careful. It is public, but it's not abstract. So it means I can create object from what? Program. And what I said program is inheriting what? Class B. So it means here A, here B, here what? Program inherit B, B inheriting what? A. So everything in A and everything in B, it will be where? Copy in program. In program, just I create object. Okay, and after that, after I'm creating object, I am calling print. Okay, here I'm calling print function, and I'm calling read function. So when I say p.print means what I'm doing, I am calling this function, which is what? Which is overridden, which I have overridden. Then when I say p.read, p.read already I don't have here in class B, so I'm calling which one? I am calling which one? I am calling the first one, which is what? Which is this one. I'm calling this section. Okay, now so this is the example 2. This just we are reviewing what we have explained in the last lecture. Now today the new topic, which is what? Which is talk about properties. With what? With abstract class. Yani I have abstract class with properties. Properties, we are going to use it to read from keyboard and print on the screen. Properties have something we call it set, and we have something we call it what? Get. Okay, set, it is usually to enter a value from the keyboard. So if we want to set a value for any variable, we are going to use set. How? We will say like this. We will say set open. Here we are going to say the variable name. Here we are going to say what's the variable name? Okay, equal value. And we are going to close it. So when you are going to read we want to enter a value for any variable, we are going to call this block set block. If we want to print the value of the variable, we are going to call another block. We call it get. It is like this, and here inside we'll say what? Return. Let this variable name. So here we say return variable name. So when we are going to call, or we want to print the value of variable name, we are going to print by using get. But if we want to set a value, we want to enter a value for the variable, we are going to use set. Of course, in the exam, I'll specify, I'll say by using properties. So properties, nothing but two things, set and what? Get. Okay, it is consist of two things. So here I'll say set and what? Get. Set to enter a value, will get, it is what? To print a value. Now, next. See here this example. In this example, what I have a class, I have class name person, have two property, okay, class name person have two property, okay, name comma age, and class student inherit class person and have a property called code. Okay, I'll say here write necessary code to read all property and print them. So the question to be like that. Okay, this is the question. This is the question to be like this. Okay, so this is the question. Now, come let me explain the question. Now, what I have here, I have class name person, and person is what? Abstract. Be careful. Person, class person is what? Abstract. So this is abstract class. What I said in the question, I said class person, which is abstract, have a two property. What's this property? Name and age. Okay, name and age. Automatically, because of the class, it is abstract. So the property also have to be what? Have to be abstract. Okay, how to define the property? I'll say public or private or protected, but we are going to use public. So I say public, abstract. Okay, now, for example, I want to write the first property, which is what I said in the question, name. Usually name it is string. So I say here string. And I'll say what? The property name. In the question I said what? Name. Okay, so I write name. But name in the question, I write it in small. Okay, so what you have to do, you have to make it as a what. When you define the property here, you have to define it just as a what, as a capital. Okay, in capital. So now this is property name. Now, because of this property, it is abstract, so here I'm going to just define it. يعني I'm not going to write set will get in details, just I say set and get. So that's why here, as you see here, I'll say get semicolon, and I'll say get semicolon. I'll say see here get semicolon, and I'll say what, set semicolon, and I close the property. So here I just define a property called name with N capital. Be careful. Okay, this property اللي هي name, it have two things, set or get. Why I put here set to get? Because later on I am going to use set to enter value for the name, enter value for name. Will get, I'm going to use it for what? For print. Printing what? Printing a variable اللي هو which one? اللي هو name. But in n we are going to use n small. So n capital here, n capital, when I say name, n capital means this is a property. But when I say name but n small, I refer what I mean by name n small, I mean by this it is a variable. But when n capital, it is what? It is a property. Okay, now I do again the same thing for what? For age. So also I say public, it is abstract. Age, or usually it is integer, so I say integer. And age, see, I put age. But I didn't say age small, because age small means it is variable. I say age, but still a, it is what? Capital. So it means this is a property. Because age, which is capital, this is property. And because of the property, it is what? It is abstract. So I use what? Set to get also, but without details. يعني just I say set semicolon, get semicolon. Okay, now I have, this is my property. So now here I'm closing my class. Now I'm going to write the second class. He was student. طبعا student, it is what? It is normal class, not abstract. So it means I can create object from student. Now, because student, it is not abstract class, so means I am going to implement a name property with age property where? In class what? In class person. I'm going to implement it. Implementing means I'm going to use what? I am going to use what? Override for both name property or age property, which is here. I'll show you here. I'll show you here. See this one here, and this one here. First I use the same public, and instead of abstract بالparent I said abstract. Here I say what? Override. Usually name, it is what? It is string. See here in capital, so it's property. Now in the parent I said like this, I said set get semicolon. Now here I have to implement set will get. How to implement it? I'll say, for example, set open. I'll say what? I want to read a value from keyboard. So I said n small means a variable. So I say name equal value, and I close it. This is what? This is for set, which is what? Here. Where is it? Here. Now when I want to write get, so what I'll say get begin, and I get, it is used to print. يعني I want to return the value. So I say return what? النame semicolon, close it. Be careful here, N small, not capital. If you say N name capital, this is error. Okay, I want to name N small. Okay, طبعا of course any class student, in the beginning of the class student here, okay, after I open the class here, okay, which is here, I have to define what? I have to define variables, which is a name small, will age small. Also in class student I have one property which is what? Code. طبعا because it's a property, so means it should be what? The code, it should be C capital. Plus I have to define one variable here, which is C small, اللي هو code بس C small يعني this is a variable which is here, as you would see here. Where is it? Let me put color here. This, see, this is variable code, variable name, variable age. Okay, now, so here I have written name property, also I have here age property. It is same. Okay, it is same, just I am changing, instead of name I put it age, and instead of string I say what? Integer. But set will get it is same. But instead of here name, I'll say of course what? Age. Or instead of name here, I'll say what? Age. طبعا ال age here, see, A small, not A capital. وهير بالname N small, not N capital. N capital, it is property. Be careful. Now here, I have what? One more property, which is which one? Which is code property in the question. So it is same. Code يعني means it what? I want to print some code, student code. Okay, so it is string, or you can define it as an integer, no problem. Okay, so here what I said public string code. Okay, and also I use set get. The set, it is used to enter a value, will get is what? Used to return the value. So I said get return للكود، وطبعا code C small، والset I said الcode variable as equal to what? As equal to value, like here in name. Okay, same. So this is the variables, as you can see here: code small, name small, age A small. Those are variables. So code variable, which is I have used it here, and I have used it also here. in name variable I have used it here, and also I have used it where? Here. And also I have age. Okay, I have used it here, and here also down. Okay, those are the variables. Now in the main, come to the section in main. طبعا in the main your class program, of course I'm going to create object from student. So here, as you will see, this is creating object from student. So the object name S. Now I want to insert a value. So inserting value means in the property, what I'm doing, I am calling set. Okay, I want to insert the value. So insert value means I'm calling property set, not get. Get to print, but set to read the value from keyboard. So what I'll say like this, I'll say as dot code equal some number, which is string, as dot name, and be careful, the C should be capital, you know, this is property. Okay, like this here in the example, C capital, N capital, will A capital, because you have to call the property, not the variable. As dot code, as dot name equal, for example, some name. Okay, string. Well, also as dot age will A capital, okay, equal some number. So here means I am calling what? I am calling set. property of الcode والset property of الname والset property of what? Age. So here I have insert a value for name variable والage variable والcode variable. Now I want to print them. How to print them? I use console.writeLine, console.writeLine, console.writeLine. Okay, and I'll say what? Using the object, I call also the property. So I'll say as.age, as.name, as.code. So when I say s.age, s.name, s.code means I am calling what? Means I am calling get. Teacher, how I know you are calling get? See, if I say as dot here property name and I'll put equal and I'll put some value here. So when I say here object, this is object. Yes, here it is object where it is here. So when I say here object dot some property name and I put equal and here I put some value, so it means I'm calling here what? I'm calling set property. But if I say object, for example, s dot some property and I not put equal, no equal, just I say s dot property, means I'm calling here what? Means I'm calling here what? I am calling get property, which is used for what? Used for printing the result. Okay, hope it's clear. Fine. Now I have abstract class with what? With constructor. The abstract class with constructor, it's the same idea. So what I have here a class abstract, class feature which is abstract. I'm defining two variables, username as a string with password as a what? String. What I'm doing here, I'm defining constructor inside the abstract class. Okay, constructor inside the abstract class. Okay, so here this is my constructor. This is my constructor here. So I define a constructor, new feature. Here in constructor, what I'm reading some value, inserting some value, I'm printing some message. So I said here, this dot username some message, this dot password some message, and I'm printing just at the end some message. Okay, just I'm initializing. Now, when I am going to down here, I have another method named download. This download طبعا abstract, so I don't have begin or end because it's what? It is abstract, so no begin or end. Just I'm defining it. I have another class named music. The music inherit what? Inherit class feature. Class music also have a what? Have a what? Have a constructor. Okay, and also have a what? Some method. What's this method? Download. طبعا الداونلود what I'm doing, I am overriding download. Why? Because class music is inheriting what? Class feature. When in class feature, what I have download, but as a what? As an abstract. So because class feature have a function named download, which is abstract, I am inheriting class feature. Okay, my class music inherit feature, so I have to override it. So I am overriding download function and I'm writing some code here, some printing messages or some calculation حساب. Okay, now when I have again another class اللي هو name video. والvideo inherit what? Feature. So I have feature, I have class music, I have a class what? Video. طبعا music inherit feature والvideo also inherit what? Feature. So it is like this. This is here class feature, here class music, here class what? Video. This is inherit feature, this is inherit feature. Okay, so it is what it is. hierarchical inheritance. So now here class video inherit feature. Also I have a what? I have a constructor. Okay, I have a constructor public video. I'm writing some messages. Now because class feature have a function name what? Function download. طبعا الداونلود function in class feature it is what? It is abstract. Okay, now because my class video it is not abstract, so means what I have to do, I have to write again what? Download function, but as a what? As a override. I have to override it. So that's what's here. Public override void download, and I write some code for it. Some code, whatever it is. Now, so totally I have three classes, feature, video, and music. Both music and video inherit what? Inherit class feature. Okay, class feature have a function named downloads abstract. Class video, class music, both of them, they have overridden. Now, when I'm going to write the main, I'm going to create object from class music. Okay. طبعا, of course, I can create from video also, so which is here down. So I create object from music. When I create object from music, what I am doing, because class music here, class music have a constructor. Okay, have a constructor. So this constructor will be executed. Okay, it will be executed. Now, after that, I will go to the next step here. Okay, so here I have call the object here. I have created object from music. So now when I create object from music, okay, when I create object from music, where directly I will go? I will go up. Where I'll go exactly? Let me return back here. We will go here, where? To music. Okay, we'll go here, music. Now this is the constructor, but because of music inherit feature, okay, class feature also have a constructor. So means I will go up, I will call what? I will call the constructor of what? Class feature. So this is the constructor. So means it will print abstract class constructor, then it will assign this value, then it will print this message, initialize the music video, then it will go down here, it will go down to the constructor of music, then it will print what? It will print music constructor, which is here as you can see in the output here. See, abstract class constructor initializing music, then music what? Constructor. So till here I have execute constructor of feature and constructor of what? Of music. Okay, now after that I'm calling download. So here I'm calling what? Download function. So a download function, when I call download function, which function it will call? It will call the function which is in the child of class music. So it will print for me what? Music downloading. Again, also I create object from video. So again, what I'm doing here, I am calling constructor of video. Constructor of video. The constructor of video, what he will call? He will call constructor of what? Constructor of feature. Yes, very good. He will call the constructor of feature. He will execute the constructor of feature. Then he will go down to the constructor of video. He will execute it. Then after that, what I'm calling, again, I'm calling what? I'm calling download function. So it will print the download function, which is what? In the video. Which one it will give me output? It will give me this output, video downloading. This is the last output I will get it, which is here, video downloading. Okay, clear? Now, طبعا this example, it's also the same. try to read it. I will next class, inshallah, I will record another video and I will explain it for you, inshallah. But also it's the same idea. We will have here abstract class. Okay, this abstract class have two function. One, it is a normal function. Okay, this is normal function, and one it is what, abstract function. Okay, but this abstract function have a two parameter, and I have a child class. Okay, this child class name program. Program inherit what, class ABC inherited. So what I'm doing here, I am going to have the main in this class. So what I'll do, I am going to call both these functions, okay, and I'll pass parameter and I print the result. Next class, inshallah, I will declare, make it clear for you. Try to read it, and hopefully you will understand it without my support, but also I will read it, I will explain to you soon, inshallah. Okay, I will record a new video. So till now, till here I will stop the video. Try to read it, and in case if you have any question, send me a message on a portal. And plus also I have uploaded this lecture for you on the portal, so try to download it. Okay, see you soon and stay safe. Bye bye.